Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about how to find your passion as a person, as a creator, as a
as an individual,
as an individual. Just how to find your passion besides like outside of work, right? Outside of work, what do you do to find something that you are going to be interested in, like maybe create a new hobby, right? And I know, Jess, you struggle to find, I guess, a hobby, a new passion, something that's probably easier for me than I don't know why, but and maybe we can dive deeper into that. But first, I would love to do like a quick recap of the week. New segment alert. Bum, 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 bum.
Wow,
we're back to making voice sound effects, yes.
Dang, still not on the budget, I guess.
So a couple things I would love to go over for the week. Did you hear Elon Musk bought Twitter?
I did hear that. How do you feel about it?
That's crazy. I mean, it's crazy, right? Another billionaire owning another social media outlet, right? First with Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook and Instagram, and now freaking Elon Musk with Twitter. I don't know. Like, it's sketch, you know, for someone like him to like take complete control of a company and then bringing it into private and not having to adhere to anybody's rules but himself. You know, it's kind of sketch. Like even if it's not Elon Musk, it's still kind of sketch to be like, yeah, one person is just gonna control this entire, you know, social media network in essentially like a form of communication. I think it's kind of scary in a way.
I didn't even know. I mean, I don't use Twitter anymore. I don't know how many people still do, but yeah. That's going to be interesting. I mean, did he say why he purchased it? Was it just...
It's just that I think his biggest complaint was that he felt restricted by the platform. And that's his, I guess, biggest platform to communicate to his followers, to people. Yeah. Oh. It's his biggest platform. Twitter is like still around. It still has 217 million people using it. And it's still around because of the fact that it's such a like real-time response to everything that's happening in the world, right? You can just tweet and it's like very relevant to what's going on at that very second, at that very minute. So for him, it's like such a great outlet to communicate to his followers because he responds to quite a lot of people on Twitter.
I guess we'll see what he does.
Yeah, we'll see. In other news, Coachella weekend number 2 was just this weekend. I don't know if you paid any attention to that.
No, not really.
So you're not into like any of these festivals at all, huh?
No.
Stagecoach, really. Coachella, no. EDC, none of that. Okay, got it.
Are you?
Not really, because like it's cool. I mean, it's cool that they have like a bunch of like artists and stuff like that at one location, but like it's not really like none of these artists are like I would like go and see because you know and wait around for like hours and hours just to you know watch them. I mean, it's a cool idea. I think 88 Rising did something there, which I think is really cool. I like 88 Rising and their artists, but yeah, I'm not much of a festival kind of person either. I know Mama really wanted to go. She like really wanted to go this year. Yeah, I think because of Billie Eilish, Doja Cat, Harry Styles. I think the lineup for her this year kind of like, well, it was better for her this year. So she really wanted to go this year, but we kind of like found out about it too late. I don't know.
Yeah. And it's also like you're camping there too. It just, the idea of it sounds really cool. And like I saw like a YouTuber who got invited by YouTube go there and they like camped in a trailer and I was like, wow, that is so cool. Like if I could do that, then yeah, sure I'd go. But like just sleeping in your car or like in a tent and like full of people, I don't know if I'd like that.
Yeah, I know.
It's traffic.
I know the traffic would have been insane, I'm sure. Not just like car traffic, but like foot traffic.
Yeah, for sure. Insane. Thousands and thousands of people in one little area. I mean, I guess it's pretty big, but yeah. In the desert.
Yeah. I know. It's crazy. Do you have any friends who are like super into like festival or, you know, those kind of
not really, no. I mean, I've known people who've gone and they really like it. I know people who go and like actually do the camp and like go for the full weekend and stuff. And they really enjoy it. But I think, I don't know, for me personally, I feel like it's not the environment. For me, if anything, I'd go for like a day, like a...
And then dip.
Yeah. Because it's pretty cool that you can like see so many people, you know, like it's like an ongoing concert. Like the idea of it sounds really fun to me. But everything else does not sound that fun.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, it's interesting that YouTube was live streaming the whole both weekends every day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we caught the first weekend, the first day of the first weekend, and that was pretty cool. Like we saw Carly Rae Jepsen did a set. We saw a bunch of other people do a set. Harry Styles was the first night, so we saw that too. That was fun. But yeah, it was just cool that YouTube was just doing the live streaming for every single day.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
do they still have it saved? I want to watch.
I think so. I think they have it. I would have to look, but yeah.
Nice. Maybe we'll look at that and be like, oh yeah, I was there.
I know. Yeah. So I guess we can dive right into the topic, how to find a passion. And I know for you kind of like aren't really sure about like, what to do about finding passion and stuff like that. What have you tried before?
I feel like I've done a lot of different things. It's just nothing stuck, like I've tried photography. I've tried crafting. Like I feel like I like a lot of different things. And maybe that's an issue is like I don't really enjoy one specific thing. And so then I get really bored. Like I've tried painting. I've tried like just a bunch of different things, just to try it out. I mean, I think I have like short-term hobbies, not really passions per se. Like I enjoy trying new things, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just a struggle to find something that I enjoy for a long period of time. Like I don't know, like photography, for instance, it sounds fun, but then doing it for a long time doesn't sound as fun. Or like maybe, I mean, it's probably because I don't have a passion for it. Or I don't really have like a huge interest for it. And that's kind of with everything else that I've tried out too. I feel like it's meh. Like it's fun, but it's not like long term for me. But
yeah, I think it's fine if you don't do it like long term. I don't think like a hobby has to be long term. I think as long as you like, the whole point of a passion is just to find something that gets you away from like work, right? Like that's something like that you do outside of work that you actually enjoy, find an interest in, want to improve in. I tried gardening for a second. That was only for like a month or two. And then I had to leave to come out to your place, and then the plants just died. And then I lost all interest in it. I don't think like having a passion means like you have to stick to it for like forever. Maybe you can like even rotate different passions. And
I think I find myself like, I wouldn't say it's a passion, more like a hobby, like going back to certain things like, oh yeah, I really wish, I started painting again, and express myself that way. But I don't know, I feel like I always have some sort of creative outlet, whether that's like decorating my like place or like painting or crafting or something. Like I like to do hands-on activities, and then I don't know, I just get bored of it though. So I guess in a sense I do have a bunch of hobbies. I feel like I've tried a lot of different things. But yeah, they're all like a month to 2 months long. But I don't know, I feel like when someone says passion, I feel like it's something that they can, do for long periods of time and even turn into like a job, like a lot of people, like on TikTok, you'll see people doing, I don't know, what do they do? Like some specific crafts, and they like love it and they like pottery, live and breathe it. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And then they can start making money off of it, and like their passion turns into business. And I feel like that's so cool. Like I would love to wake up every day and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to go to work, because this is my passion. This fuels me. Like that sounds like awesome. And sounds like so much fun, but I'm like, dang, I don't know what I would do, Like, if you were to tell me, like, you can make $1 million doing something you love, I'm like, I don't know about it.
Yeah, I mean, it is, like, when you put it that way, it is kind of like a huge commitment, almost like finding a job, like another, gig or something. It does feel like a huge commitment, like, to, like, do that one thing for, like, ever. Like, I know you floated around the idea. I know it was, like, an idea for like fun, but like you were saying like, oh, you want to open a coffee shop or something.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. No, I still want that.
No, that would be fun. I mean, I'm not saying like you can't do it, but like it would be super fun. But like, yeah, that's like another job in a way, you know.
For sure.
But I think, like you said, trying a bunch of different things is really helpful. And if you're someone who's like physical, likes doing like the physical things, like for example, one thing that we've been we liked recently that we tried that we didn't think we would actually like is bouldering. Yeah, so like, you know, going out there climbing on the walls, it's pretty fun. Like I never thought that I would actually like it. But like me and Mama have always been like into like doing like physical activities and stuff like that, whether it's, you know, throwing around a football or like shooting hoops, playing basketball, or playing badminton on the weekends. Like we've always been into like doing like physical activities and stuff. And I guess bouldering was like a perfect fit for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how I found my passions. Like my passion actually became my job, was just filmmaking, you know, became my job. I don't know why. I just really gravitated towards filmmaking, and I started in junior year in high school. And it's weird because like no one else was into filmmaking, and I just grabbed a bunch of my friends and just like made them, you know, make films with me. Yeah, yeah, it was so funny. They were like, okay, sure, because they didn't have anything else to do. So I was like, yeah, sure. But yeah, I don't know how it stuck with me for this long, and or to the point where it actually becomes my job. And I still love it. And I think it's really rewarding to me, seeing like putting in my work out there and seeing like everyone, you know, reacting to it. I think that's like the biggest part for me, was not getting other people's validation, but like getting other people's like just sharing it in some way, and people could connect to it. I think that was really cool. For me, that's how I've been able to sustain the passion, is even through like work and stuff, like even, you know, through the wedding films and all the commercials that we do, it like helps anybody, or it helps other people, and like other people can benefit from it. And that's for me, that brings me a lot of joy. And so that's, I think, what helps me go through, you know, push through like some of the boring days, or like the really mundane days, or just sitting around and editing. Yeah, but like, you know, when you get the client feedback and they're like, oh my God, I love this brings me to tears, you know, reminding me of like the big day and everything. That for me is just really rewarding.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've looked online. So I cheated a little bit. I looked online, and lifehack.org says there are 9 different tips on how to find your passion in life. Number 1, is there something you already love doing? I don't know. Is there something you love already doing for free, not for work?
Taking naps.
You could be no, I don't know.
Could be a nap researcher.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know. I feel like, again, going back to my issue, it's not even just I don't know what to do. I feel like I have too many things that I want to do. And then like picking the ones that I truly like to do, you know? Like out of all the things that I've tried, I don't know what I would want as a job, let's say. Like I feel like a passion for me, I mean, maybe it's not even a job. Maybe it's something you do for fun.
That's what I'm thinking too.
But yeah, I don't really have anything that's like, oh, I do that every single week, or oh, I do that every single month, you know? But there's a lot of things that make me happy, you know, and like that bring me joy and that I really enjoy doing.
Number 9 says never quit trying. So
okay.
Don't ever quit trying.
I see. Okay.
I would say like, yeah, I'm in the same line of thought there. It's just not give up on like trying to find something that sticks. I think a lot of people, and I think a lot of people quit too early too. Is throughout the passion. I think like one of my passions is playing guitar. Like I'm not trying to improve every single day. With that, it's just fun to just kind of like jam out for a second and just play some songs that I like to sing along to. And that's cool that I get to, I don't know, I guess be creative with it too, because I always imagine myself on stage and playing and stuff like that too as well. It's kind of sick. I mean, in my head I'm a rock star, but I'm like playing acoustic shows for like a bunch of people and just like rocking out on stage. That's me. That's my fantasy. But yeah, I mean, it's not something that I necessarily want to like get insanely good at. You know, playing guitar. Like I only know basic chords and stuff like that, but like it's just fun to creatively do something else other than filmmaking.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that is part of the reason why people have hobbies or passions. Let's say like, you know, work is a big part of your life, but it's not the only part of your life. I feel like a lot of people put so much pressure on like, oh, when I die, I need a legacy of my work, you know? But I feel like, I don't know, I don't feel that way. like, yeah, I want to be good at my job, but it's also like not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And maybe that's why I feel like I don't need to be like this amazing, you know, software engineer that has all these patents and all that kind of stuff, right? Like I am just doing it because, you know, I need to in a sense. Yeah. And I feel like that kind of differentiates between the passion. Like I would love to have something that I'm super passionate about become something that I can make money off of or have a business from. Like even like you said, I feel like with your filmmaking, it's like even though there's some hard days, you know, like because you are so in love with what you're doing, it is worth it to you, you know, and it doesn't really matter in the long run that, oh, you have to do a few boring days because you get to experience all the other things that you enjoy, you know. It'd be really cool to have something outside of work, but it'd be really cool to have it be your work too at the same time, because then I feel like you're spending most of your days working anyways. It's like you might as well do something that you love, right?
Yeah,
so I feel like there's two different kinds of passions for me. It's like a passion and something that I really love that I can make it a job, and that passion that I can do like outside of work that really like sets me away from work and fuels me, you know, and not be so like stressful or like, oh, this has to be, you know, for work or whatever. But how do you, because you've tried guitar, let's say, like, why is that so much different than filmmaking? You know, like what makes it so that you're passionate about it enough to make it your job?
For me, I just know that professionally I would not be good at guitar. I just know. Like I've seen other like guitarists on like TikTok, on like YouTube and stuff like that. They're like going through tutorials on like how to do the finger picking and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, there's like no way. There's no way like my fingers cannot. Like, I don't even think I can, like, my fingers can reach all around the guitar like the other people do. And I'm seeing them, like, just fly through the neck of the guitar. I'm like, that's crazy. There's no way that I can do that. And, like, I'm, like, trying to, like, pick with the other hand as well. And the amount of coordination that I need for something like that is insane. And, like, I feel like it would take me a long time to do. Also, being, like, a professional gamer is, like, something that I've always wanted to do. Because, like, that's always fun. You know, playing video games is always fun. And trying to improve. Like, the biggest thing for me, though, is, like, if I find myself not trying to actively improve on my game or, like, doing what I do, like actively try to improve, then I know that's probably not going to be something that I can take it to a professional level.
Interesting.
Yeah, because like gaming wise, I can not take it to a professional level because mechanically I'm not that skilled and I don't really want to. I do want to improve every single game that I play, and like my mechanics and all these kind of things, like strategy wise, I want to improve, and that's what makes me love the game. I'm talking about League of Legends here though, so not just like not Call of Duty, but even in Call of Duty, there's also strategy. There's also like a huge part of it is mechanics, but some part of it is strategy. As long as I find myself like trying to improve, that's what makes it fun for me. Yeah.
So you said something about like guitar being your passion, but you didn't want to make it a full-time gig. Is that because
I just have no interest in like improving my guitar? I'm fine with like my skills in guitar. Like I'm fine with where I'm at, because like I can play all the songs I love and sing along to it, but I don't necessarily want to invest the time and practice like the next, you know, more advanced techniques and stuff. And
I feel like how you feel about that is kind of how I feel about everything else that I've tried. I'm like, it was fun, but it wasn't anything worth doing again, maybe, or like repeating, you know, like just doesn't really spark my interest. And it's really frustrating because I'm like, I just want to find something that I really like doing, you know, and being able to do it more frequently, because I feel like it'd be fun to do that. I feel like I've been reading more, but it's not really like a hobby. I guess it is a hobby. I don't know, but like I want to do something, but just don't know what.
Yeah. For you, is it more about like doing something that helps other people, or is it like something that you want to personally find benefit from?
Maybe a little bit of both, I guess. Okay. I mean, I love helping people. I love helping animals. Like, I thought about volunteering at the shelter before the pandemic happened. Yeah. And since then, I haven't really thought about it. And just because with everything else going on in our personal lives, I haven't really had the time to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love doing that, or like volunteering at somewhere else too. I think that'd be really cool. I mean, either way, I feel like it'd be nice to help people, and if I could benefit from it or learn from it, like that would be awesome too.
For me, I know like the way I know that I find like I found something that I actually like to do is if I find myself going through like a rabbit hole to find information, right? Like I will, when jailbreaking your iPhone and your iPod Touch was a huge thing, I would literally go through all these forums of like people like talking about like jailbreaking your phone, how to hack it, how to like how to unlock your it was to me because the idea of like unlocking your iPod to this fullest maximum potential was like mind blowing for me. Sometimes the jailbreak would brick, it would not work. It would get stuck on a certain part, and I would look that up on Google and like spend hours and hours and hours trying to figure out what the problem was and troubleshooting and stuff like that.
I know. I'm actually surprised that you didn't go into tech, because I feel like during our childhood that was, you were the computer guy,
Yeah.
And it would have made more sense if you went in it than I did. So
another thing though is cooking. And I feel like I feel like a lot of that stems from like your parents trying to expose you to a bunch of different hobbies and passions as you were a kid. Because as I was a kid, and I know you know this too. Like we were cooking. I don't know about you, but like I was cooking.
Hey, I was too.
Were you? I don't remember you ever in the kitchen ever.
Whatever.
I'm literally.
Maybe it was the time you were gone.
No, I was literally the one that cooked rice, prepped all the ingredients, all the vegetables. And sometimes I would sometimes even cook the entire dinner by myself, and then Dad would just come down and do the last finishing touches of like seasoning.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I remember that. I remember doing all those clearly because like I will always get yelled at if I messed it up.
That's funny. Hey, now you know though.
Exactly. So I feel like I was the only one cooking when we were growing up, and that Dad just like taught me how to become like a mini chef, so like he didn't know how to do anything.
But now it serves once you moved out. Yeah. So hey, it worked out. And
it's funny because like the first time that me and Meow Meow ever like had any interaction or like meaningful interaction was because I cooked spaghetti and then I had some left over and I brought it over to her apartment and I gave it to her because she didn't have dinner yet. I'm like, well, hey, I just made some leftover spaghetti, and like, you want some? She's like, and I dropped it off and she's like, oh my God, this is like the best thing ever. I'm like, yes, let's go. And that's like our first meaningful ever like interaction ever between me and her. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah. And then we ended up getting married, so it worked out.
Yeah. I also enjoy cooking. I forgot about that actually. I really like baking too, and cooking and trying new recipes. And
you're actually good at it. You're actually good at baking. Like I suck at baking. Like that's like ever since like the whole disastrous macaron episodes, like that was just
I gotta try that again.
Yeah, baking for me is not it. But like you are actually like really good at it. Like everything that you've baked and made is like super good. So I can
and I really enjoy that. Yeah, I was actually telling Luke, I was like, maybe I'll just go to school for like pastries. Like it'd be fun to work in a restaurant, but I'm like, I don't know if it's that. It's like really high stress. I feel like a pastry chef or like a baker in a bakery would be really fun because it's like low key. You gotta just do your thing, like, and then the next morning you like bake everything. But yeah, that would be really fun. I was telling Luke because there's this girl that I follow on TikTok. She has her own coffee shop, her donut shop, a pizza shop, and I was like, wow, that looks so much fun, and like she gets to make all these cool creations. It's like I would love to do that.
Yeah.
I like to make cookies. I feel like that's the fun, like kind of testing things out. I like the bigger stuff I've been trying, like cakes or like other pastries.
What's like your go-to whenever you try to bake?
Cookies? Probably.
What type?
Just because they're easiest.
Yeah.
Chocolate chip, peanut butter, chocolate chip, other kinds of cookies.
I would say like if you actually wanted to see if it could work as like a passion, like you can like bake a bunch and like kind of like give it out to like your neighbors or something. I don't know.
I should. No, seriously, no. I want to bake, but the thing is, every recipe that I try, it makes so much, and that's kind of like, I don't really want all this sitting in our house, and then we don't have a big family, and like, I'm like, maybe I could just give it out to all the kids in in our neighborhood, that. I'm sure they would love that.
Right, and like that's like that could be like your testing ground, like seeing like if people actually like, if a lot of people actually like your cookies or your whatever you bake, then it could be a potential that you can test it out for like a bigger market, the next neighborhood or next door, and see like, I don't know,
right?
Because like I've always seen like people starting their own bakeries online and stuff.
Yeah, and that part's cool.
Yeah, and one of our wedding clients that we had previously, she has her own not bakery, but like she just works from home. Like it's out of her own kitchen and stuff at home, and she makes cookies, she makes cakes, and all these kind of treats and stuff like that, and she sells them, and it's just literally her baking at home and then just like selling it the next day. So it's really cool. Like it's definitely something that you could with social media now too, with how big it is. That's how most people sell their stuff is from social media sales and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's funny you say that because that's how I found our wedding cake person.
No way.
She actually is, she works from home and she makes her wedding cakes from home. And yeah, it's pretty cool actually. I'm like, dang, go you. Yeah. That's so cool.
That's so cool. That's awesome though. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Baking could be something that you could look into, and then along with the coffee shop that you opened with my mom.
I know. I feel like the hardest part, honestly, with anything like passion, job, task is like just getting started. I feel like once you get the ball rolling, I feel like things just kind of come a little bit easier, and you kind of like don't need so much motivation to keep going as much as when you first start.
Yeah.
But
like I said, if you consistently want to improve on what you're doing, if you're up at like 2 a.m. researching on like how to perfect your cookies, or like how to perfect the cake, or like just do something better, then I think you've seriously found something that you actually want to do. For me, like again, going back to like the video games example, like I find myself watching a bunch of like really high level players and watching them how they play and how they determine like what's the best strategy, how to attack and stuff like that at the right moments and stuff. Like I always watch these like analysis on like the game. And that's, when you find yourself doing that, for something, whatever you're doing, like just researching and seeing how you can optimize your own, whatever you're doing, then I think you found your passion.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like talking about that too, I feel like I do have the motivation because I do love like baking and then like giving it out to people to try and like they really like it too. I feel like that's similar to like your filmmaking, like you get to see people's reaction to things that you've created. And like enjoy them and all that. Like, and it's really fun and then also when you're really excited about it, like when I try new recipes, it's like, ooh, like I'm really excited to see how this turns out, or like, the anticipation when it's in the oven, like, I guess talking about it, I totally forgot about that. Yeah. I haven't done it in a while, but.
When's the last time you baked?
Probably in like at least a couple months. I don't think I baked in a while.
So kind of like when we came up almost. Around that time.
Pretty much. I feel like I enjoy baking more when I know I have something to like bring them to, like a party or like a birthday thing or like people coming over. I feel like when it's just the two of us, I'm like, we don't really need to. It's just gonna sit here for like weeks,
Yeah. Like one thing I love about your chocolate chip cookies is that you put the little salt thing on top. What is it? What is it?
Flaky salt.
Flaky salt.
Flaky salt.
Is that like a standard thing, or is that something that you kind of just did?
No, some people like to do that, and then it just happened to stick, I guess.
Dude,
it's just like the salty with the sweet.
It's so good. Like when you put it on top, it's so good. It's insane. I never thought like you would, like, it doesn't make sense to put salt on like a really sweet thing. But it makes sense
because it enhances the flavor.
Exactly, it's the same thing in hot chocolate. Like I learned like afterwards, like I learned that you're supposed to put salt in your hot chocolate, or when you make hot chocolate from scratch, you're supposed to put like pink salt or whatever salt in there.
Yeah.
Just to like make it enhance the flavors, like you said, of the chocolate. Yeah.
A lot of dessert recipes actually have salt in it too to help kind of balance out everything.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It's kind of cool. I love it when you put the salt on the cookie. It's so good. And so your pies are also so good. Like, what is it, a pie or a tart?
I made both.
You made both. Okay,
I made apple pie.
Oh, that's right. They're both so good. They're both so good. Yeah. That's right. The fruit tart that you made is almost exactly the same as like the one from Portals down here, the Cuban restaurant.
Oh, really? Wow.
It reminds me a lot of like the Portals one, because like you have the same like the filling. I don't know what filling on the middle, and then you have the berries on top, and it's like pretty much exactly the same. Yeah. So I don't know. It could be something. You got something there.
I know, it's fun. And like speaking of that, I'm like, oh shoot, I should try and remake it so I can make it better, and like see what I can tweak to
exactly. Yeah, I think
look better next time.
Exactly. Like when you find yourself like thinking about like, oh, what can I do to like make something better and improve on top of what I just did? Like I think that's a huge like indicator that you found something that you could potentially be your passion, be your side hustle, your job, whatever, something that you actually like to do.
And I feel like the biggest passions come from just truly enjoying them. Like if you have other ulterior motives, like, oh, I want to make so much money from this, I feel like that really hinders your passion or like your actual love for it, because then you're so clouded by, oh, this isn't making me enough money, so I don't want to do it anymore type of thing,
Yeah. But hey, maybe we found your passion through this podcast. This was like so cool.
Yeah, maybe we did. I should try it and see how it goes.
Yes. That's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed what we talked about in this episode. If you want more content from us, make sure to follow us on our social media channels. We'll have links in our bio or description. Have a great day.